Welcome back. One of the woodworking groups I belong to on Facebook is, I'm going to read it because it's a long name, Woodworkers and Furniture Builders Tips and Tricks. One of the members asked for an opinion on a dado stack, and it was this dado stack. It's the Freud Dado dado stack, and it was a good discussion. A lot of good information was put out to this person, but a couple of the members insisted this is a wobble dado. One even just said wobble. That was it. There was also a comment, well, it's a sophisticated wobble dado. Well, it's not. I'm going to show you how this works now so we can kind of put that wobble dado thing to bed. Now, I know some of us have used wobble dados in the past, maybe in the early days of woodworking, and you know how problematic they are. You really don't get a flat bottom, and they're kind of dangerous. So let's go over what this is and how it works and how it is not a wobble dado. So you can see it comes with, like a usual stacked dado set, has the two cutters, inside and outside. It has 4 1/8 chippers and 1 3/16 chipper. This is similar to most any dado set that you'd get. It also comes with an instruction guide. I'll go into more detail on this later. It tells you how to set it up to get the individual width of cut that you want. You're still going to test your cut. There's no getting away from that. But this is a really good guide on how to get it all set up the first time. Took the 10-inch blade out in the cartridge. I put in the inside cutter and 2 chippers. Now, this is for demo purposes. This is the part that's really not a wobble. This moves the blade out from the stack linearly in this direction. And how it does that is, you see this black disc here. Right now, it's flush with the saw. I think you can see that in the camera. But when you turn this dial, each click is 4/1000ths of an inch. So let me zing it out here and you can see what I mean. Now, I hope you can see that in the camera, but there's a gap now evenly on both sides of that centerpiece. And that's how this works. It moves the blade away to widen your cut. Now that chart I showed you earlier, this right here, this gives you all the settings you need to get your basic cuts. So let's take the 3/4 one that most people use. You dial it down to 21 30-seconds, usually because most plywood is 21 30-seconds. But for 3/4 of an inch, it is the outside cutter, the inside cutter, a 3 30-seconds chipper, 3 1/8 chippers, and then you dial that dial out 16 clicks. So do 16 by 4, that's how many thousandths of an inch. That gives you 1/4 inch, and this is really, really accurate. And since most plywood, as you know, is 21 30-seconds, there it is right there, 21 30-seconds. So that's essentially how it works. Not wobble, linear motion, in and out. Now once you've got it set up the way you want, but you may have to make an adjustment depending on what the circumstances are, all you need to do is loosen the nut, which you'd use a wrench for, and click however direction you have to go in to make those adjustments, and then tighten it back down. It's as simple as that. And usually when I make cuts with this, I may do that once, maybe twice, to get it exactly the way I want it, the right kind of friction fit I want in my dados. So there it is, folks. Dado. I'm not sponsored by Freud. I just bought this. I use it. I'm not sponsored by anybody. But if I see a good tool that's worth shouting out about, I'll give it a shout out. And this is really a good tool to shout out about. And like I said, it's kind of expensive. I think it's $269 now for the 8-inch set, depending on where you buy it. But it really is accurate, and it really is easy to set up. That's why I chose this about 15 or so years ago when I first got it, and have never looked back. So, dado, not a wobble. And after having said all that, go make great things out of wood.